Hello everyone, hope you're doing fantastic. This is Faizan Ansari, a digital marketing professional with a decade of experience working with brands, startups and SMEs. Today we are going to talk about how you can maximize the opportunity of social media marketing. If you are a business owner, if you have a business, if you are a private consultant, if you're a freelancer, or if you are just someone who's trying to explore social media marketing, you have tried it earlier, you have tried to do some stuff, but it is not helping you out. This video is definitely for you. So watch out this video. I'm gonna give you some 8 important questions that you need to ask yourself before jumping into social media bandwagon. Stay tuned. So the number one question that you need to ask yourself is, do you know your objectives? What exactly you want to achieve from social media? If you don't have a clarity on that, if you don't know how social media can help you achieve, what social media can help you achieve, you are not going to get that. If you want to set the right track on social media, the first step that you need to take is to ask that question: what do I want to achieve? What do I want to get from social media? So you need to break down your business objectives into smaller goals and set objectives accordingly. And you need to also understand what possibilities social media can bring in. You need to, read a lot. You need to read more about social media. You need to understand how social media can help you grow. Get some gist of it. Look at some competitors, what they are doing, what stuff that they have included in their marketing efforts, what has helped others. You need to give in some time and understand, and then define your clear objectives that, the first 3 months I'm going to, work on building brand awareness. I want people to know about my brand. That would be your objective for the next 3 months. The next 3 months, I want to create awareness about the products or the services that I'm offering, or I want people to opt in for my blog, or opt in for my newsletter on my website, or I want people to come and message me on WhatsApp. So this is how you can define your objectives. And once you have decided the objectives, the next question that you need to ask yourself: do you have the KPIs to measure this? I mean, if you have the objectives, but how exactly you're going to measure this? How exactly you're going to see whether your objectives are going in the right direction, whether your results are in place? So you need to have the right key performance indicators that can help you. I'll give you an example. If you have, so throughout this video, I'm going to give you just one example so that you can connect it very well. So let's say, for an example, you are a dietitian, you are launching a new brand which is going to help people to follow the right regime of diet, and you will have some packages that people can offer. It will have various packages. So the first objective of yours is to build awareness around you, yourself, and you as you being a best dietitian. Now, when you have defined that objective, now how exactly you're going to understand whether people now know you, or how people are, whether you have reached out to people. You need to know the KPIs. So you need to know that, you need to measure the reach or impressions, or the number of clicks that are happening on your ads. So these are the things that you need to define before you jump into social media marketing. And if you don't know how to do it, if you don't want to get into it, hire someone who knows it. That's the simple way of doing it, instead of just wasting your resources and time, and wasting a lot of time and money, and wasting the time where you could have acquired some good clients. So don't waste on that opportunity. That's what my point is. So the second thing that you need to do is define the KPIs. Now the third most important thing is, whether do you know your target audience? Ask yourself, who's your target audience? Who's your customer? Who are you going to target? Who are you going to sell? You should not say, okay, I want to sell to entire Pune, entire Mumbai, entire Dubai, entire city. You cannot say that. You need to define your right target group, and you should be the best person to understand, because it is your product and your service. So the first thing is that you need to define your TG very clearly, very specifically, that these are the people that I'm going to sell, and these are the people currently using my products or services. So in this example that we have taken of a dietitian, he would say, okay, people who are really health conscious, those who have medicinal things that they need to cut down their weight, they have to cut down their weight, and they are living in XYZ localities, because not everybody can afford your diet plan. So you need to define your target audience very clearly, then only you will be able to target them on social media channels. And the next important thing in the same thread would be to give them a persona, give them a personality, define personas about your target audience. You must have, if you have been learning about social media marketing, you might have heard this term target personas. What are target personas? I'll give a complete full video, and it is not going to be a small thing. It will take a lot of time. Social media itself is something that we can keep talking about for the days and weeks, but just to give you a gist of it, a persona is an identity, or a visual identity, or as I should say, an example of a TG. That's the easiest way. So for an example, somebody who's a health conscious, so I would say Sam, health freak. I'm defining a persona for my brand. So Sam the health freak would actually be one of my target personas, who goes to gym, who is active on social media channels, who's who likes to go to gym, who likes to follow sports, who likes to follow dietitians, who likes to follow UFC players, who likes to there could be some likes that you can define about this specific personality. So this is your first persona. His age group is between 24 to 26 to 28, whatever it is, you can define that. So because once, or unless and until you define that, you won't be able to target the health freak Sam. So health freak Sam would become a persona. So when you will be doing anything else on social media channels, you will do for this person. There would be another persona, that could be another, which would be a little bit of a matured audience. So these are the first 3 steps that you need to take. These are the first 3 questions that you need to ask yourself before jumping into social media marketing: objectives, KPIs, target group, and creating their personas. What next? The next is, do you have a content strategy to talk to these people? Now, you may ask, it's I have this service, I need to just simply go out and tell them. So the first thing that you need to understand about social media is not just about you. It is about the people you are going to target. It is about the customers, those you are going to sell to. So you need to understand them, you need to figure out what they like, what they dislike, and you need to have a solid content strategy that doesn't clutter the timeline, that doesn't, and stands out in the crowd and helps you to communicate the right message to your target audience. That's very, very crucial. If you can't do a content strategy by yourself, hire someone to get this done, because that is very, very crucial. I'll do a complete one video on content strategy, but for now let's consider this. It is the right approach, or the right tonality and right content buckets that you will prepare, that will communicate your product or services to your customers. That's just to give you a hint of what content strategy is. So you need to ask yourself, you can go and read, there are a lot of content already available online. You can be a good judge of yourself, and just go read and try and figure out whether that content strategy would fit your brand or not. Do you have someone to create content for you, or can you create content for your brand? If you can't create content by yourself, you need to have someone. I'm not saying hire an agency. You can hire a freelancer as well, who has some experience doing social media marketing. So for content strategy and content creation, you need to have someone. Without content, you cannot promote your brand on social media channels. If you are thinking that the banners and the hoardings and the posters and the videos that you have created for the offline market are considering just as an advertisements, and you are just going to bombard your timeline with those advertisements, it is not going to help you. Social media would not ever help you. You need to understand this fact, and accordingly you need to build it. Next, you have the objectives, you have the KPIs, you have the TG, you have the content strategy, you have the team to execute. Next thing that you need to do is whether you are ready for social media channels. Will you be able to answer comments and queries and questions of your audience? Will you be able to respond to queries? Will you be available over there? Because at the end of the day, it is all about customers. It is all about acquiring customers. If you are going to be there on social media channels, if you'll start to advertise, people are going to ask you questions. And if you're not there to answer those questions, or if you don't have someone to answer those questions, I mean, you are going to lose on the opportunities, and it will backfire on your brand that, this brand doesn't care, this business doesn't care about their customers. So you need to be sure that you are ready. And once you have done all these steps and you are ready, and a simple way to manage that is to use tools. You can make use of Hootsuite. It has a free version as well, where you can get 3 profiles. You can manage 3 profiles over there. You can have just one login, and you can respond to queries and questions of your customers or potential customers. You can also set automated answers and questions that people would know more about it. You can create an FAQ, frequently asked questions and answers. So, and prepare answer those frequently asked questions. You can create answers for those questions. You can keep it handy, and you can always respond back. That's how you need to maximize, and that's how you need to plan your social media. And the final thing is, now is not the time for a business to consider organic, because organic would take, when I say organic, without spending money on social media channels. So if you are thinking that you will just go there, be there on social media, and do some certain activities, it may work, but it would take a lot of time, and there is no time, and you will lose hope. You would say that social media is not working for my business, and I think it is not for me, and you'll stop doing that, and you will lose on to a lot of opportunities. So it's better from the day one you plan out and have a separate budget. Whichever country, whichever currency you are in, be it US dollars, Indian rupees, dirhams, or whatever it is, you need to define a certain budget. You need to allocate a certain budget. So I'll give you a simple formula that I recently had created for one of my presentations for a corporate group. So I gave a formula of 12, 24, 24, 50. Now, what is this 12, 24, 24, 50? 12 is the 12 piece of content that you will create about your brand or your services or your products. Create those 12 posts. You don't have to create 30 posts or 90 posts or so much of content. You don't have to do that. Just good quality content that gives value to your customer, that helps them to understand your brand, your business, your services. Create that and schedule it using Hootsuite. 24, comment and participate in conversations on various other channels. If you don't have time, have someone to do that. It would help you. It will help you as a brand to be there, as a business to be there, and to communicate and consult with these people. Let them know that you know about this business. So I'm not saying just go and just put a wow, nice, hurt. I'm not talking about those kind of creepy comments. I'm just talking about something which is decent. If you are a photographer, considering the dietitian again for the same matter. He goes out on Instagram, he follows some relevant pages, some gyms and health consultants, other workout consultants, and other people who are in the same fraternity, same field, and also follows some hashtags about dieting, dietitian, nutrition, and all these things. And whenever somebody is posting something, he can go and participate. He can go and tell them this is what it is all about. Somebody is posting about how to cut the belly fat, and so you can just they are talking about a workout regime. You can just simply tell them this is great, and addition to that, if you will follow XYZ diet, it will also help you to soon cut down your belly fat. So that's how you need to be relevant and be there. Now, so the number one thing that I said is be there, have 12 posts going on your social media channels. I'm not saying to be there on all across the platforms. You need to define where your TG is. You need to figure out where your TG is, and accordingly decide the platforms. Don't jump onto all the social media channels. I said 12 posts. I said 24 comments. I said 24 stories. Stories are something that will keep you stay relevant. You can talk about something that you are not prepared of. You don't have to think of a post like a that is going to be there, how to take a picture and stuff like that. Don't worry about it. Just take your phone, write something off, and just share it as a story. Stories will make you stay relevant. Use Make good hashtags, make use of the right hashtags. I'm not telling you to spam, because the algorithms keep on changing, so more relevant stuff will only get reach and engagement. So you need to be relevant. So even your hashtags should be relevant, otherwise it is not going to help you anyways. Share stories. And the 50, the final one, 50. The 50 is 50 had given on, honestly speaking, in dirhams. So it was like, you can spend 50 dirham per post, whichever number of posts, to boost it, to reach out to people, so that people are listening to you and you're there. I mean, your social media presence is created. Define your objectives, have clear KPIs, define your target group, have a content strategy. So this is 4, and 5th is have a team to create that content. So that is very, 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 very crucial for that sake. And then you need to do is you need to be ready to answer the comments and queries of the people, questions of the people. So you need to make sure that you are there, you have the right tools for it. You need to dedicate your resources, time for social media channels, and follow the simple formula of 12, 24, 24, 50. It has helped a lot of business owners, those who didn't have a lot of budget. In the comment section, I'm going to give you that formula and some more explanations, because I don't have much time on this video. So I don't want this video to be very, very long. So let's summarize this at this point, and I hope it would definitely help you. And in my next videos, definitely I'm going to come up with something which is very, very specific, and we can talk about some industries, we can talk about some. So you can also let me know which industry you belong to if you're watching my video, and I will come up with a video for a specific strategy for that specific business. Thank you so much for watching this. If you're watching it on Facebook, like my page. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to comment and share it with your friend. Thank you so much.